Hey, so I'm in a cemetery and I'm working on a few stories, but I really don't have enough information to make an informed video. So I thought I would do a walkabout. Now I do walkabouts a lot. It's where I get ideas to do stories from, but I never record them. So I'm just gonna prance around the cemetery a little bit and just show you some things, things that just catch my attention. For one thing, let's start right here. This plot belongs to the Mason family. Does it not look like that each one of those is a neatly made bed with pillows to rest on? I know that because of the lighting, you probably can't see it too well. I love wrought iron fencing. They just have such a classic look. Now this one is not being knocked over by trees or anything, which is good. It is in kind of poor shape. And the gate, which I'm going to be walking through in just a second, and I don't know if you can see it or not. Yes, there it is. But the gate's barely on there. And now I'm going to walk in there for just a moment, and we're going to see what the oldest stone is. So this plot belongs to the Cuttino family. That's C-U-T-T-I-N-O. And I'm going to read the tombstone of the oldest one here. It says, "In memory, sacred and holy, of my husband, William H. Cuttino, born September 18th, 1841, died June 5th, 1886. So he was about 45 years old when he passed away. I'm sure there's a story there. And see, this is how I build my stories. I see something like that, I go, well, chances are he didn't just die of old age. Something took him out. The date though, see, 1886, unless there's something in the newspaper about it, I'm not going to be able to find a whole lot of information. The local newspaper here does have some stories from the 1880s though, and but there's not going to be no like death certificates or official ways of finding this out. Now this one's a little different. There are actually 3 names memorialized on that, but if they were laid out the way the name's laid out, they'd be laid out going that way, but the stones are facing this way. Now let's walk over there and let's see what the inscription says. Don't think I'm gonna be able to get you down here to it. Let me see here. You probably can't read that. It's probably sun glare and all that stuff. But what it says is John Haynesworth, born February 19th, 1782, died January 27th, 1831. Then M.M.H. Haynesworth, born December 27th, 1789, died October 15th, 1858. Then on the end there is William Haynesworth. Now he died kind of young. No, he died real young. Born in 1815, died in 1831. So he was about 16 years old when he passed. Now 1831, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to find out what happened to him. Unless there's a family legend somewhere on the internet, I'll never know. We'll never be able to find that one out. Now on the back side of one of those markers that were perpendicular to the one that's facing oddly, this says Fisk Metallic Coffin. Now I don't know if that's an advertisement for a metallic coffin that's in the ground, because at that time that was rather not common, or if that was the name of the company that had to do with engraving that stone. That would require further research from me to find out if I can even find out, depending on the date of the stone. The date of the stone is 1852, right here somewhere. Who died August 1852. That was Mary H. Vaughn, by the way. And so because of the date, I'm not gonna be able to find anything out about her, but if that was a company and it was around for a while, I still might be able to find out about them. This is how I do my research. One thing I don't see a lot, it's very thoughtful when a cemetery actually gives you a porta potty. This is some kind of a baby land here. I don't know what qualifies a child to be buried here. I'm not going to go over the stones or anything here. That's just incredibly sad, and some of them are fairly new, and to me, those are wounds that don't need to be reopened. Once again, I realize you may not be able to see it. It's in the shadow and all the lights surrounding it. You know, the interesting thing about this stone, it almost looks like the top half of a stone and the rest of it's in the ground. That very well may be true, I don't know. I'm not digging it up to find out. Anyway, the name is George Turk. April 13th, 1875 to May 24th, 1937. Now this is one, he's not real young, but he's not real old neither. So there might be a story that could come out of this, and who knows, he may be featured in one of my future videos. Any one of these that I look at could be. Okay, something interesting to note. All these little patterns here. It looks like someone took a power washer to this. I don't know if you can see it or not. You got to get that light right. Yeah. That's a big no-no. Now, I will admit, using a power washer at first, sorry about that, makes the stone look good, cleans it up real nice. But depending on the kind of stone that it is, it can destroy the integrity of the surface of the stone. Never, ever, ever use a power washer. Now, you can use a water hose. The ideal being you don't want to go over 40 pounds. All the experts say don't go over 40 pounds of pressure. So you could use water hose. A lot of people use sprayers. And I'm going to show you something else here in just a second. So all this right here, that's growth. That's growth. It's called lichens, I believe. Don't ever use bleach. Don't do that. That can be scraped off with a plastic scraper. Never use metal. And never use bleach. You can use something called Biologic D2, which is a biological way of getting rid of this. And you can use Wet It and Forget It, which is where you spray it on and just walk away, and it kills all that. I've never used either one before, but I hear good things about both. What you want to do, from the instructions I've read, is spray it and soak it real good so that the effect is on top of the stone and kills all this off and just cleans that stone real good. The main thing I'm trying to let you know is never use bleach or harsh soaps or a harsh brush. Use not a plastic brush, but the soft bristle nylon brush. That's my short lesson on how to take care of a tombstone. It used to be that families would get together once a year to go clean tombstones of their loved ones. But if you look around here, you can see that tradition has died out quite a lot. You know, people move. There are people buried here that their family don't even know they're here. You know, their great grandpa and grandma's buried here, and they may have been important people in their time. They may have been some kind of hero or something. But you know, these memories fade, which is one of the reasons why I do my channel, is to bring these memories back to life. In a way, you could say I bring the dead back to life, but not some kind of creepy way. I love this. That tombstone has a lot of information on it. As a person who does family trees, who does genealogy, who loves history, and who tries to find the stories of this people, that is invaluable, or out of value, or whatever the word is. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but it says Delorme, Elizabeth, wife of Charles Delorme, and mother of, and it gives all the children and their birth dates and death dates. It's almost like a little family Bible put right there on stone. I know it's very expensive, but I wish more people could and would do this. Now here's another that could be a story. It says in memory of Carolyn E. Joy, Nee Mason. Nee means that was her maiden name was Mason. Remember that family over there with the tombstones all look like they were made up beds? Anyway, and thanks to my buddy Buster for letting me know what Nee means. I wasn't sure. He confirmed it for me. Thanks, Buster. You're a good guy. Anyway, wife of Thomas Joy, born April 7th, 1859. Died February 1st, 1910. So she would have been 50 or 51 years old. To me, that is young. To you, maybe not. And also Thomas S. Joy, April 5th, 1855 to July 20th, 1923. Of course, that would be her husband. Another one of those with the wrought iron fencing that I like. The gate's unfortunately off of it, but the fencing itself looks to be in pretty good shape. But the stone is kind of odd. I don't know if you can make out the details. I like the angels. What looks to be an urn of some kind. It looks like at one point there might have been a name here. It could have been the family name, or it could have been the name of the company that made this gate. At one time, I mean, these people are pure artisans that did this in the past and that can do it now. Now on to go look at the stone. I don't know what you can see and what you can't see. I just know what I can see, and I can barely see because my vision isn't all that great. This looks like a slab placed on a slab. And I see slots here. I don't know if you can see those slots or not. Slots right here and down through here. Which make me wonder, there's a piece of slab that's supposed to be over here too, but it's not. And there's a person buried underneath here, over there, or right here, which I feel kind of creepy about if that's the case. It's an odd placement for a stone to be off in the corner and nothing else here. I don't know. Look at the size of that tree. You know that picnic table right there is 6 feet long. That trunk's got about 6 feet across. I think the cemetery was started in the 1840s, and I'm sure that tree was here then. Pretty much have no doubt. See, I consider something like this to be art. Now, when I see this, two things come to mind. One thing, kind of like a church, with that like there, almost like a cathedral. But I guess this is how my mind works. Looks like a chess piece, like a pawn. Or a queen. I think a queen looks like that too. What do you think? Now this I don't like to see. Destruction. That belongs up there. But there's a piece missing that would hold it in place. I know someone might say, well, why don't you just put it back up there? It'll fall back down, that's why. And there are no trees around here where a branch could have knocked that off. Someone, I am sure, did that. That's disgusting. This is a beautiful stone. This is good Christian art too. Let me just point out a few things to you. Hopefully you can see it. There's the crown up there with a cross, a crucifix, and the light shining down from it. These are the open gates to heaven. That's a walk into heaven. Then it says it's built on the pillars of life and truth. And down here, I'm hoping you can see this. Let me get down a little further. It says, in loving remembrance of Julia Wilder J. Rowe, daughter of Sarah Rebecca J. Rowe. Doesn't mention a father. Born February 14th, 1883. Died September 22nd, 1899. Loving, obedient, and true. Let's see what that make her. About 16 years old, I do believe. See, something like that, if I could get information, I could do a story on. Another one you can't see, I'm sure. Pedro Dix. Died September 9th, 1917. Age 55. 1917. Pedro is a very odd name for that time around here. Saxon. I don't know. I think that's a cool name. Wonder if they had a daughter named Anglo. Now this is a beautiful stone here. It's in excellent shape. You know, I don't know what you can see and what you can't see because of the bright light. Dorothy C. Diaz, 1902 to 1950. So she was 48 years when she passed away. But the message, this is a heartfelt message. This is not a classic, gone, not forgotten kind of message with a scripture. It says, my mother, may the angels keep you always for me, Dolly. To me, that's heartfelt. She was 48 years old. You tell me. I don't know how long this video will be with all the clips I did, but what started out as a video, actually it's 2 videos that I was going to record, but I just was not happy with all the information I had. I just felt like there was more to get. Yet I was out and about. I felt like I needed to do something decent. So I did a walkabout, and this is, like I said, the first recorded walkabout I've done. And I don't know, it may very well be my best video. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. Anyway, leave some comments below and just tell me what you think. And don't forget what these little girls...
Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe.
And when you subscribe, there'll be a bell that'll show up on the right-hand side of the screen. Hit that and you'll get notified every time I upload a video. Thank you.